So good day, we're going to discuss about the naming and writing compounds under ionic and covalent bond. So last time we have discussed the isotopes po, di ba? So when we say isotopes, these are having the same element but different number of mass, particularly to the number of their neutrons. So magbe-base po tayo and always remember that when we atomic number is equal to number of protons and electrons, and how to compute the number of neutrons is mass number minus the number of protons or electrons or atomic number. So kasi usually maraming mali dun sa quiz natin that we had. So that's the reason I try to give emphasis on how to search or on how to identify the number of protons, electrons, and their neutrons. So before we start on our lesson, which is the naming and writing compounds, I want you to have the review on how to determine if it is an ionic compound or if it is a covalent compound. Kung hindi po ako nagkakamali nung inyong junior high, ito ay diniscuss, but I'm not sure if you still remember this. So when we say ionic compound, it is a bond or a compound or an element composed of metals and non-metals. Ayan, NM na lang. At kapag covalent naman po, it is a bond between non-metals and non-metals. Now, kapag ionic, di ba, usually the metal shares the metal lose the electrons and will willingly give their valence electrons to the non-metal, which is non-metal mostly composed of highest electronegativity. Now, ganun naman kay covalent compound naman po is ito naman po yung bond which has uh, between non-metals and non-metals, and dahil parehas po silang mataas yung kanilang electronegativity, they usually shares the electron. So, ano ba itong mga pinagbabanggit ni ma'am? So, merong binanggit akong valence electrons. What is a valence electrons? So, a valence electrons po, it is the outermost number of electrons in an element. Ibig sabihin yung nasa outermost shell electron nila, nasa dulo. So, if you're going to identify using a periodic table, usually kung ano yung group number nila, so, from 1 to 3, yun yung kanilang valence electrons. Then, doon naman sa latter part is from negative 3, negative 2, negative 1, 0. Yun po ang kanilang mga valence electrons. But for now, we're not focusing with the valence electrons. We're just going to identify which is the ionic and covalent compound in our MELC or Ending Learning Competency. Now, we are heading to the steps in naming compounds. So, we have here, step 1, identify the atoms involved. Ibig sabihin po nun, aalamin natin kung ano yung mga elements na nandoon. Ano-ano po ba yon? So, step 2, ito yung purpose ng pag-review natin kanina. Aalamin natin if it is an ionic or covalent compound. If ionic compound, susunod tayo sa step 3, name the first element and the second element. Use the suffix IDE. Okay? So, pinakasimple po yung pag-name ng ionic compound kasi magbe-base lang po tayo sa name po nila at ang papalitan natin yung suffix ng second element which is turned into IDE. Okay? So, like for example, ang example po natin ay yung ang example po natin ay NaCl. So, Na is metal and chlorine is a non-metal. So, since it is under ionic, susundin natin yung step 3 na name the first element. What is the name for first element? It is a sodium, and followed by the second element, use the suffix and IDE. So, from chlorine, instead na chlorine, yung INE mapapalitan ng IDE. So, ang basa na natin ngayon ay sodium chloride. Now, kapag ito naman ay covalent compound, we are going to base on how to name them in their subscript. Alam natin, pag sinabing subscript, ito po yung mga numbers na nakasulat sa baba ng element. So, for example, meron tayong CO2. So, itong 2 ay isang subscript. Okay? So, kapag wala pong nakasulat na number, ibig sabihin yan ay 1. Pero hindi na natin siya kailangan hindi siya ina-acknowledge na isusulat as 1. Katulad ng rule sa math, di ba? To their exponent. So, automatically, there is a 1 on the top of it. But, hindi naman nila sinusulat. Same with the subscript and naming compounds. So, pag merong subscript, gagamit tayo ng prefix. Ito po yung mga prefix. Pag 1 ang subscript, mono. Pag 2, di. 3, tri. 4, tetra. 5, penta. 6, hexa. 7, hepta. 8, octa. 9, nona. 10, deca. Then, papalitan pa din po natin yung kanilang second element into the suffix of I, D, E. Okay, ganun po ang gagawin ha. Sa second element po tayo magpapalagay na may I, D, E pa din. Now, there are some exemptions to the rule. So, one of the exemptions of this is, so, may mga exemptions to the rule. Ang gagawin po natin is, first exemption natin is yung first element po ay usually kapag 1 ang kanilang subscript, hindi na natin babanggitin yung mono. Okay, yun yung unang exemption. Walang mono na makikita sa unahan na gagamitin. Yun tatandaan natin. Walang mono na umpisa kapag covalent compound. Pero pag second, may mono na siya. Okay lang magkaroon ng mono sa second element po. Now, dito sabi niya dito, usually ang element po na with the less electronegative element, sila yung unang nasusulat sa compound and followed by the second element kasi sila yung mas attractive. Okay? So, yun yung ibig sabihin ng electronegativity, which is the ability to attract electrons. So, lagi sila ng una. Now, another dito is carbon, always first in the formula, and the nitrogen, nangunguna siya kaysa kay hydrogen. Next po is ang paggamit po ng mga suffix na IDE. So, kapag ang ending na nila is A or O, so usually papalitan natin, tatanggalin na natin yung A at didiretso na natin sa kanilang name. Katulad po ng sa covalent compound po ito. Tetra, penta. So, yung mga ganun A nila, pag ang kasunod nun ay oxide, idediretso na natin siya sa oxide. Instead na tetraoxide, gagawin natin tetroxide, pentoxide. Yun po ang kapalit. Basta ang prefix ng dulo ay A or O. Now, yung prefix mono, ayan, sinasabi ko kanina, is not added to the first element name if there is only one atom of the first element in the molecule. So, first element lang po, wala tayong gagamitin na mono. Okay, tandaan po natin yan. Next po, ayan, magsasample na po tayo. The first one is the NaCl. So, kung natatandaan natin, NaCl. So, NaCl. So, Na, pwede tayo. First, ang step natin is identify the atoms involved. Na, ang Na po natin ay metal. Nasa group 1 po siya. At si chlorine naman po is under ng non-metal. Siya ay nasa group 7. Ayun siya, number 7. So, from this, ang gagawin po natin, na aalamin natin kung dahil meron tayong metal and non-metal na compound. So, usually, ito ay tama. Ito ay under na ionic compound. So, dahil ito ay ionic, susundin natin yung rules na sabi ni, just name the first element, which is the sodium. Sulat lang natin. Then, chlorine. So, yung second element. Pero this time, gagamit tayo ng suffix na yung second element daw, instead na INE, papalitan natin, gagawin natin IDE. So, we will have the final name of sodium, parang kulang, chloride. Ayun, kulangan ng R. So, sodium chloride po tayo. Sodium chloride. So, yan siya. So, yan yung first example. Now, NO. So, ganun pa din. Una, identify kung anong compound. So, dito ko na isulat sa taas ng ano ha. So, N is a non-metal. NM, non-metal siya. Ando siya ng group, group, number 5, 5, 6, 7, o group 5. Then, oxygen is under 6, group 6. So, it is also a non-metal. So, non-metal and non-metal, that is a covalent compound. So, we're going to follow the rules of prefixes. Gagamit tayo sa subscript nila, yung mga subscript. Since walang subscript si nitrogen, meaning it is 1. Ganon din sa oxygen, 1. Now, tandaan natin yung rules sa isang exemptions na kapag ang first element ang kanilang subscript ay 1, hindi po tayo gagamit ng mono. So, just write the compound which is nitrogen. Lagay natin. Then, next is oxygen. Pero, papalitan natin yung oxygen, ng IDE kasi gagamit pa rin tayo yun. Pero, ano po ang kanilang subscript? 1. So, kung 1 yan, ang prefix na katumbas ng 1, kung babalikan nyo po yung slide, is mono. So, now, isang rules, di ba? Sabi, pag may O sa dulo, ang gagawin po is, just as is, tatanggalin na lang natin isang O. Diretso tayo sa kanilang name. So, we will have nitrogen monoxide. Ang pangalan po ni NO. Next, ito, NO2. Si NO2 naman po is, ganun pangalan ulit natin, kung anong name niya. So, meron tayong nitrogen. So, obviously, non-metal pa din siya. Si oxygen is non-metal pa din. Non-metal to non-metal, it is a covalent. So, susundin natin yung mga prefixes nila. So, ito ay 1, ito ay 2. Okay? Nilalagyan ko lang ng 1 ha para ma-visualize nyo na ang walang nakasulat ay 1. So, balik pa rin tayo sa rules na kapag may 1 is having a mono. Pero may exemption. Dahil nasa first element siya, hindi natin gagamitin yung mono. Just write it as is. Kung anong element, ito ay nitrogen. Then, yung pangalawa ay oxide. Kasi from oxygen, para sa mga nalilito, yan. From oxygen, itong YGN ay papalitan natin, i-erasein natin. Papalitan natin ng IDE. Sunod pa rin yung IDE katulad ng ating tawag dito, ionic compound. Now, meron siyang 2 na subscript. Ano yung 2 na subscript dun sa table natin sa prefix? It is di. So, babasahin natin, nitrogen dioxide. Yun po yung name ng number 3. Next, selenium and chlorine. Selenium po ay, tingnan natin sa periodic, ano ba si selenium? It is a what? So, selenium is under a, ano po, non-metals. Then, si chlorine is under a non-metal. So, non-metals na naman tayo. Under tayo ng covalent. So, dito ko sulat ha, sa gilid. So, meron tayong selenium. Sulat natin. Since 1 ang nasa unahan at sabi nga natin pag 1, di susulat ang mono sa first element. So, chlorine turns to chloride. At may subscription na 2. So, dahil siya ay may subscript na 2, siya ay nasa, ano po? So, siya ay nasa di. So, dichloride. So, ang sagot ay selenium dichloride. Next po. So, we have MgCl2. So, ganun pa rin po, identify ang Mg ay metals and chlorine is non-metals. metals and non-metals, ibig sabihin ito ay under ionic compound. Pag ionic compound, kopyahin lang, sulat ang name. We have magnesium. Sulat nyo si magnesium. Then Cl, which is chlorine. Chlorine will turn to chloride. Kasi yung INE papalitan ng IDE. Ma'am, bakit hindi po binasa ang subscript na to? Kasi po sila ay under ng ionic compound. Babasahin lang natin yung mga subscript kapag sila ay nasa covalent compound. Since si magnesium ay under ng metals. So, hindi siya covalent. Okay? So, tingnan natin sagot. Sodium chloride, tama tayo. Next, nitrogen monoxide, tama tayo. Next is mali ang sulat ko, pero nitrogen dioxide po yan. Nadoble ng dinitrogen. Oh, sorry. The next is selenium dichloride. Ayan, tama sagot natin. And magnesium chloride. So, okay. If you follow, you can follow, then very good. If not, then we will have the next slide. Okay, to test if you really learn something with naming ionic compounds or naming ionic or covalent compounds. I have here a sheet work, so you can pause it to answer all of your to answer it. Write it on your notebook or Katleya. Then after answering it all, you may start or play again the video. Okay, now, so since you play again the videos, it seems that you're already finished with answering your seat work. Now, let us answer one by one on how to name these compounds. So, isa-isahin natin. We have here the first element. The first element is Cl2, which is, it is a non-metals. And oxygen also is a non-metals. So I expect that you categorize this compound as under covalent compound. So meaning we're going to base from their subscripts. Okay? So meron tayong subscript dito. And SeCl2, it is a non-metals. So parang nabigay ko ng sample na ulit ko non-metals. So covalent pa rin siya, magbe-base tayo sa kanilang subscript. Carbon is a non-metals. Fluorine is also a non-metals. Then we are going to base from there subscripts and also puro non-metals and a non-metals. And we are going to base from there subscript. And aluminum and fluorine is under what? Covalent compound or ionic? Yes, it's under ionic. So we are just uh, exchange the suffix into IDE. Let us see your answers. So, one is dichloride heptoxide. Why? Di, kasi merong sa 2, kaya siya di. 7, hepta. Pero sabi nga natin, pag hepta, yung A, tatanggalin na natin, diretso na tayo sa oxide, pag ang katabi ay O. Next po, selenium dichloride. So, di dahil 2. Carbon tetrafluoride. Tetra dahil sa number 4. Yan, tetra yan siya. Tetra, tas fluorine turns to added IDE. The next, tetraphosphorus octoxide. Tetra dahil 4. Tetraphosphorus. Then, octa yan dapat. Octa. Pero dahil nga A at ang kasunod ay O, tatanggalin na natin yung A. So, diretso na sa oxide. So, tetraphosphorus octoxide and ionic compound is aluminum and fluoride. Kopyahin lang po. Tapalitan lang yung INE to IDE. If you try to focus or look at our answers, yung first element po hindi nalalagyan ng IDE. Okay? Lagi lang po ito makikita sa second element. Yan pong tatandaan kasi ito yung error ng mga students na katulad nito, dichloride heptoxide, ginagawang IDE pa din to, which is wrong. Laging sa second element lang po ang IDE. Okay po? Clear po tayo? Okay, I hope it is clear. Next. So, writing ionic compound is one of the easiest way, saka si covalent compound. Since we're just going to write it into a symbol, then that's it. And identify their charges. Okay, magbe-base po tayo sa charges. At paano malalaman yung charges? By looking at your periodic table where we can see this hydrogen, this group 1. So, susulat ko na. This is a positive 1, positive 2, positive 3, positive and negative 4, negative 3, negative 2, negative 1, 0. Those are the charges that we have. So, yan sa periodic table nyo. Yan po yung gagamitin natin na charge sa pag-write into a formula. Kung kanina po ay from formula into words, ngayon naman po from words into a formula. Pero dito lang tayo sa ionic compounds ha, and covalent. Meron pa tayo kasing isa na naming and writing transitional metals. So, medyo idudulo ko siya kasi baka medyo mabaliw-baliw pag nag-mix na siya dito. So, step by step tayo. Let us try to have these different samples. I have here example, sabi ko nga kanina, from words into formula tayo. So, sabi ko medyo madali in terms of ionic and covalent compounds since we're just going to identify kung ano yung mga charges nila, then just going to crisscross. Ayan, may crisscross. Now, sulat muna natin step 1, we need to write the formula, the element or the symbol. We have the sodium, which is Na, and we have the chlorine as Cl. Now, second is identify their charges. Si Na po, katulad kanina sabi ko, nasa group 1 siya. So, ang kanyang charge ay positive 1. At si chlorine naman, dahil ito siya ay nasa negative 1. Now, ang gagawin lang po natin is i-criss-cross po natin, bring down the charges, criss-cross, until matanggal yung mga charges. This one mapupunta dito, and this one is mapupunta dito. Now, since it is both same number po sila, they're just going to cancel out. So, mawawala din. At magre-remain lang into a N. Magre-remain lang po tayo into NaCl. Ganun lang po siya. The next po, meron tayo dito is magnesium nitride. So, sulat lang natin, magnesium. Sulat lang natin yung kanilang symbol. Magnesium is metal ha. And nitride is nitrogen. N-A-N. Nitrogen is letter N. Now, ang charge po ni magnesium is nasa group siya. So, meaning siya ay positive 2. Tama ba? Positive 2. Now, si nitrogen po ay nasa dito. Ito. So, ito yung negative 4. Negative 3. Tama ba? Negative 3, negative 2, negative 1. So, negative 3 ang kanyang charge. So, negative 3. I-criss-cross lang po natin. Ibaba natin si 3 papunta dito. Si 2 papunta dito sa kabila. So, from that, magiging Mg. Walang mawawala yung charge ha. Maka-cancel out po yung charge. Mg3 and 2. And 2. Ay, N2. Na-erase. N2. Okay, so that is magnesium nitride. Now, next, we have here magnesium oxide. Magnesium oxide ulit. Magnesium as Mg. So, oxygen is O. Ang charge po nila, si positive to si magnesium. Oxygen po ay negative 2. Tama ba? Negative 2. Since, tapos after nan, criss-cross. Pero, kahit hindi na natin criss-cross, bakit? Sabi ko nga kanina, since same po sila ng value, cancelled out po yung number. So, as 1 na lang siya, magiging divisible by 1. So, we have MgO. So, yan po ang ating magnesium oxide. Now, next ay kay sodium oxide, meron tayong Na, sodium, and oxygen as O, oxide. So, si sodium ay positive 1, si oxygen ay negative 2. Magkaiba sila ng number, criss-cross, baba natin dito. So, M ang sinusulat ko. Purihin natin. So, meron tayong Na. So, ang value napunta sa kanya, 2. Tapos oxygen as, tapos 1, wag na natin sulat. So, Na2O. So, magki-criss-cross lang tayo. Saan nga ulit tayo nag-base ng charges? So, pinakita ko na meron minsan dyan sa periodic table, pero binigay ko na para mapilis. So, group 1 is 1, positive 1. Group 2 is positive 2. Group 3 as boron group is positive 3. Carbon is positive and negative or negative 4. Then, negative 3, nitrogen, negative 2, negative 1, 0. Now, mapapansin nyo si carbon ay positive 4 and negative 3. Kasi, ay positive 4 and negative 4. Minsan kasi napupunta naman talaga si carbon, depende sa kanyang kapartner, nasa non-metal siya, usually covalent compound, yung kanyang nagiging group. Okay? So, let's go with another example. Now, ito medyo madali pagdating kay covalent compound. Bakit? Magbe-base lang po tayo sa kanilang prefix. Kung ano yung prefix nila, yun yung kanilang number ng subscript. Okay? So, first, nitrogen. Dahil nitrogen, ang symbol po ng nitrogen is letter N. Tapos, di. So, dahil di, meron tayong 2. Si di po ay 2. Ayan. The next. So, dahil si di ay 2 po. Then, next ay oxide or under oxygen, O. Dahil mono, 1 siya, pero hindi na natin susulat. So, ang sagot natin ay N2O. Diba? Napakadali ng covalent. Next, disulfur, di. So, meaning dalawa. Sulfur, S. Okay, so di, dalawa siya. Then, dichloride. Chloride means chlorine, Cl. Tapos, di, meaning dalawa. Okay? Actually, may other compound, other, ano pa to other name pa to kasi parehas 2. So, dapat cancel out yan. SCl2 lang. Pero, sabi ko nga, magbe-base tayo dun sa kanilang name or conform words into words. Next, it's di. Meron tayong dichlorine, heptoxide. So, di, meaning dalawa. Chlorine, meaning Cl. Tapos, dalawa as di. Heptoxide, ano po yung heptoxide? So, hepto from hepta, meaning from number 7. Kung di po ako nagkakamali, 7 siya. And oxide is oxygen, so O7. So, Cl2, O7 tayo. Next po, silicon dioxide. Silicon, ano yung silicon natin? Ano po yung ang ating symbol ng silicon? Okay. Ano pong silicon? Yes, we have Si. And wala siyang prefix, meaning it is a mono. Then disulfide, sulfide is sulfur. So, sulfur is S. Tapos, dahil di, meron siyang 2 sa baba. So, cis, yan siya. SiS2. Now, ito yung reason bakit I ask you to familiarize the elements with their symbols para dito sa naming compounds para hindi po kayo nahihirapan. Now, that ends our PowerPoint. The next slide is your exercises or quiz. So, you can do it on your notebook or your Cattleya notebook. Then, by the next meeting, we're going to answer it followed by a quiz since nasa face-to-face tayo. Okay? Pero baka worksheet na lang ang ipagawa ko pala. Since the next day po ay online pa din, so baka worksheet na lang po. Just look at your Google Classroom for your worksheet for this naming and writing ionic and covalent compounds. So, ang next lesson natin ay naming transition methods. So, I hope you learned something from our lesson. Good day and God bless everyone. Keep safe. So, as I said, for you to test your knowledge from our lesson, I have provided here 10 formulas and names to write. So you may answer it on your notebook or Cattleya. Then you may pause the video afterwards. After you answer the given sets of questions. Then after that, you may play the video and check for yourself if you really understand the lesson, which is the next is our key answer. So goodbye. Thank you.